Used to that. Welcome everybody to the Rico NoSuave Show. Welcome back. Oh man, hey LK man, I gotta get used to it. He changed my name on me. He changed my name. I'm so used to tell him. It's your boy Rico NoSuave. Welcome everybody. It is November 24th. It is the 2 days after Thanksgiving, everybody. I hope you guys had a great Thanksgiving. Feliz Dia de Gracias por todo. I hope you guys had a great Thanksgiving with your loved ones. And yes, in the building, we're giving thanks because I'm so thankful that this guy is in the building along with my team, Valerie and my man Gino's in the house from our directors. And of course, LL Caveman in the building. Yes, in the building. Welcome to the show, man. Thank you so much for being on the show today. Let's get started. Let's get started in regards to you as a DJ. So let's talk about where did the name L Caveman came from. So let's talk about that.
Let's start with that. It started when I was a little kid in grammar school. So long story short, my dad, he would take me to this barber, and this barber would cut my hair like a 1800s, farmer or something. So I hated those type of, haircuts. So I would avoid them at all costs, And so I avoided them. My hair grew long, when I had hair back then.
Sure.
So I had my hair very long, and it went all the way to my nose.
Wow.
So I looked like the Beatles.
Okay.
So around second or third grade, my grammar school teacher was like, "Cut your hair already. You look like a caveman." And then once she said that, all the little kids around me, they started laughing. So they were like, "Oh, that's caveman, ha ha." And I hated that name. So, and I would get into, little, altercations with them and stuff like that. And they would just call me caveman to make fun of me. And so later on, as the years passed by, that nickname stayed. So when I became a DJ, I kind of wanted people in the neighborhood to know that it was me. If I ever played at a radio station or saw me on flyers. So I'm like, well, let me just stay with the name Caveman. And then that's what happened. So I stayed with the name Caveman. And then that's how people knew that it was me. They're like, "Oh, Caveman, I remember him. Yeah, he's the one we used to make fun of with the long hair." Okay. And then that's how Caveman. That's how I stayed with that name.
Wow, dude, that's awesome, man. So let me ask you a question. So when people kept calling you Caveman, did they forget what your real name was?
Yes.
They did?
There's people that I know from years, even DJs and industry people. They don't really know my real name.
They don't know your real name.
They always refer to me as Caveman. So for years it just stayed. So I was like, all right, okay, I'll keep it. And that's what happened.
That's awesome, man. So because everybody calls me Rico NoSuave, they think that's my real name. I'm just joking.
And I was like, wait a minute.
The mail even comes that way.
Rico first name and NoSuave last name. I can't get that pat.
I was gonna say, I was like, wait a minute, he's not Rico?
Oh, that's awesome, man. That's cool, man. Because I think what happens is, man, is that when you have such a defined name, man, and I'm like, everybody knows you by Caveman, and when they say your name, they're like, "Oh man, that DJ, he is like." So I have to say, and I'm saying this for the record, you're one of the best influential when it comes to putting salsa, as well as other Latin tracks into house music. That you have your own style. Nobody else has your style. I've never actually heard anybody, and if they do, I don't want to hear it, right? Because you have a style that, when you hear something like, man, I hope nobody else tries to come up with the same style or trying to mix this. But I say your music as far as, and when everybody that's listening in, you're going to hear his mix. And when you hear it, you're going to hear it as a totally different style of house music. And it's Latin house, but it's L Caveman way of actually putting his music together, and ever since I listened to it, I cannot stop, man. It's addictive, man. It's even if you take it back to the 1800s, I still feel it. So let's talk about that journey. let's get into it in meat and taters, right? Let's get right into it and say, oh yeah, how did you start your journey as a DJ?
Oh wow. I mean, it started when I was a teenager.
Okay.
I was like 14 years old.
Okay.
Then I had a buddy of mine that his name's Edgar.
Okay.
And he had like cheap turntables and a cheap mixer. It was like from Radio Shack.
Uh-huh.
And, and he would play on turntables. So, I heard him play and then I was like, wow, I really want to do that.
Uh-huh.
So I would ask him and I would be like, hey, Edgar, can you teach me how to mix? How to DJ, and he's like, oh, you're not a DJ, you're not gonna be a DJ, you don't want to learn any of this. And then I was like, no, for real, let me try it. So I would try it, and I liked it, and I was like, wow, I really want to, become a DJ. But I mean, I was horrible at the time because, I was barely starting, so I mean, I was going off beat and double beating all over the place, and it sounded horrible. But so my friend at the time, Edgar, he was like, yeah, you don't want to do this, you don't want to quit your day job, But I loved it so much, and I was a teenager at the time, and I was like, well, I really want to pursue this. So I kept going to his house, practicing, getting a little bit better, and then I needed equipment, obviously. So I was a teenager at the time, so I had little part-time jobs here and there.
Okay.
But I couldn't afford the equipment.
Sure.
So as a birthday present, I told my dad, hey, just buy me one turntable and I'll buy the other one.
Okay.
And then I'll just little by little start doing gigs and then get equipment.
Sure.
And so that's how it happened. So he actually bought me my first turntable. Which just one of them. You need two.
Right.
So I had to buy a used one,
Okay.
and a cheap, realistic mixer, that's from Radio Shack.
Okay.
And so that's how I started, and then I just little by little started playing at a lot of basement parties, a lot of, wherever I can, a lot of house parties, a lot of, loft parties were big at the time. So it was hard for me to get hooked at those. I had to start off slow, with little basement parties until it just happened. Until I just kept playing and playing. So
I got something about Edgar, because Edgar said that you wasn't gonna be able to make it. So Edgar, so you said he couldn't make it, and finally Dad came back and said, hey, I'm gonna buy the other turntable. You got the other turntable, so this is what happens after that. Check this out. So now you're like an angel now, right? Now you got two turntables. Now we got through that time where somebody said, nah, man, you need to get that up, which I think we all been through that before, right? So, okay, so what happened after that?
So then what happened after that was that I guess my break was, there was this small radio station at the time because I grew up in Little Village.
Okay.
In Little Village, Chicago, and there was a radio station back then called 90.5 WCYC.
WCYC!
So that's where I started.
Yes, sir.
What happened was that at the time, this was like in the early 90s, and so I'm dating myself. But
that's okay. We're here with you.
That was the hottest station at that time.
I'm trying to, not disclose my age. But so what happened was that WCYC at the time, they were accepting mixes, like guest mixes, and at the time it was tapes. So
yes.
No CDs,
of
no
course.
nothing like that.
Yes, sir.
So I was like, wow, I really want to be on that radio station, So I started, I had, again, my cheap equipment, a little tape deck, which was a boombox, and then I would record my mixes like that, and then that's how I would record them.
Okay.
So I recorded my mix, submitted my guest mix, and it passed, it passed muster,
Nice,
and what happened was that at the time the radio station told me, hey, if you want to keep making mixes, take classes here, and we can make you part of the radio station. So I said yes, it was like 18-year-old kid, 17-year-old kid. So I was like, all right. And I started taking the radio broadcasting classes, and then I started, doing mixes, and I became a resident DJ there. And then every week I would submit a mix. I don't know how I did it back then, where every week I would turn in a mix on tape. And now I can, it'll take me a year to make a mix,
I wasn't going to say that. I wasn't going to, because I'm looking forward to it.
By the time they're SoundCloud, it's like half a year passes, you know. But back then, I would turn them in every week,
Okay.
and so that helped me out a lot. And a lot of promoters at the time, they would ask me to get booked.
Okay.
And that's how it started. So my beginnings were really that radio station and just becoming a resident DJ there. And then after that opened the doors to events, lofts. The loft parties were the awesome.
Oh man,
Those were awesome.
oh my God, it's like just a regular house party, man. Like regular house parties was just the bomb. I mean, you just had people that you just knew and people that you didn't know that just came and it was safe, it was fun. And house music back then, or even just all different types of music back in the days, was just fun music. It talked about something. There was always something that you actually got a message, and everybody will be singing the same song. Right. Or if it's house music, everybody's dancing to the same beat. You know what I mean?
Universal.
It was universal, man. Yeah. And that's awesome, man. That's awesome. All right, let's go back to some music, right? We're going to come at everybody. It's your boy Rico NoSuave. We're here live with LK, man. We're still talking about that journey. All right, let me turn the background music on. We're about to get back into it. All right, let's go into the VMV too, as far as on the station. But did you also, was your style generated from Latin house music back then at 90.5, or were you focused on deep house?
Like back then, yeah, it was more deep
house, right?
So in other words, so back then, I mean, going with whatever was at the time,
yeah.
if it was newer music, that's what I would try to play all the time.
I see.
I mean, of course, here and there, I might probably do a classic mix, you know, like an 80s mix or something. But for the most part, a lot of the newer music, I always wanted to play.
So all of them actually was like crates, right? I mean, back in the day, you had crates. It's major crates, right? And I know of course, having other DJs on the show as well, too, and everyone talks about the crates. And I remember the crates, of course, as well, too, even watching the DJs, too. And, that was a lot. And now you just got computers, right?
Yeah,
and now it's just it's the computers.
Or you have the flash drive.
The flash drive.
Right, you can just... Which, I mean, I don't mind the flash drive, to be honest, because I rather just bring the little flash drive, plug it in, I have all my music there, and then, instead of carrying those big records, I mean, if I had a choice, I mean, if like all the new music was on vinyl now, because it's just so expensive to produce, so I think that's why a lot of record labels, they don't press vinyl anymore. They just do MP3s because it's just cheaper. You can just upload, the song instead of pressing it on vinyl, the packaging, it's the shipping, it's a lot of cost involved.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, if I had my choice, I wish that everything was like all the new music was on vinyl. That way we just bring our crates and then we just play.
Yeah.
That's how you got into the club with the DJ.
Yeah.
I'm gonna carry his crates in.
Right.
Yeah, you would have a buddy of yours gonna say, hey, carry one crate, and then they'll be in with you for free, and then they're like, okay, yeah, come in. He's with the DJ, So yeah.
That's cool, man. So let's continue with your journey. So who was your, you did the Dominator 6, right? Dominator 6. And then as you continue on, so what other milestones did you actually hit when it came to you actually progressing as being a DJ?
There was, I also did, after WCYC, I did 88.1 WCRX. So I was their resident DJ for like 4 years. So total years in radio, I was like 9 years in radio. So like 5 years at WCYC, 4 years at 88.1 WCRX.
Okay.
Chicago's Underground. So I would just, mix there. A lot of the events that I would do back then, I mean, played at those events. I also played at the at Millennium Park for the Latin Music Festival.
Dude, I remember that.
So
I remember that. Oh man, that was nice. I think you played there multiple times. At the it was multiple times you did.
One time.
It was just one time? I was there. I think I remember hearing that.
Thanks for showing up.
I was there because I didn't know that you were playing until I heard it. And everybody's looking on Facebook. Yes, that's one of the Caveman's magical moments, right?
That was at the Pulaski Festival.
At the Pulaski Festival.
So that was recent actually. So that was on that was like what August? Yeah, August.
So that was recent.
Yeah, that
nice.
was like around the 27th.
That's hot.
So it was like a festival outside. That was the Via Palooza festival.
The Via Palooza, yeah,
So
that was awesome. So everybody.
Where else did I play? That's also the Via Palooza. So I played for Via Palooza for like 4 years, which was interesting because the stage was a block away from where I grew up at. Oh. Yeah, that's where I grew up at, and so I played at Via Palooza. Where else did I play? Well, how could I forget the house music showcase at the St. Richard's sponsors, or it's for their benefit for us. Like for 4 years, I played there every year. That was actually the art festival, the West Loop Art Festival.
Oh, okay.
So
that was over here.
Yeah,
not too far from here.
Yeah, okay. So that was over there in West Loop.
I like how he's got the techniques showing and all that.
Yeah, the technique.
On that
the technique is nice. Yeah.
So that event right there is the house music showcase again.
Underground Element.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The ones that throw that event, always a good turnout, always.
Man.
So for 5 years I've been playing for them. That's Gene
Hunt. That's Gene Hunt, bro. Actually, one of my good friend, Louis Green. Actually, big shout out to my man, DJ West. Louis Green, he actually does a lot as far as with Gene Hunt as well too, and Roy Davis. Roy Davis and all of those guys, man. So Gene Hunt, they was just over at doing a big show at Evil Olive as well too. I think it was last year sometime, or maybe last year. Sometime too. Yeah, Gene Hunt.
Evil Olive. I gotta mention that because I played at Evil Olive a couple of times, and it's just a pleasure to play there because that crowd is such a house crowd.
Yeah.
And you could play whatever you want. You could be experimental, and you could play new music that they never heard, and they'll still jam out to it.
That's awesome.
They're like
They appreciate
very
it.
appreciative,
Yes.
very open-minded. I remember one time, the first time that I got booked for Evil Olive, which was a funny story because I got booked at the smaller room, and at the time I was like, oh man, I don't want to play in the small room. And I was kind of upset about it, right? I thought I was going to play in the main room, you know.
Right.
So anyway, so I go play, and then it was just a revelation for me because that small room, I think that room at Evil Olive is either possessed by like house ghosts or something. Because the reason why I say that is because when I played, I mean, that crowd was just amazing. I mean, they were just so into it, so into the music. They loved it. They were so open-minded, and it was like that smaller room got even more crowded when I was playing. And I was like, wow, this is one of the best, gigs that I've done, this is so awesome. Whereas, like, in the main room is fine, but it's just that you're like so far away from the people that you can't really like enjoy their You can't really enjoy their reactions to what you're playing.
I saw that. It's like on a balcony, right?
Because you're all the way in the balcony in the
right?
main room, so you can't really like gauge like the feelings that they have. Whereas in the small room, they're like right next to you, so you feel their energy. You're like, wow, this is awesome. So the next time I played in the main room, and I was like, I kind of want to do the small room. I want to go back to that small room. Something about that small VIP room. It's possessed by house ghosts or something.
There you go.
Something must have happened back in the early 1900s where that crowd is just so. Maybe it was like in the 1920s, the Flappers or something. There was like some jazzy feeling.
There you go.
But,
that energy is still there, man. Being a Latin house DJ, what inspired your style of music as LK?
Wow. I think it just evolved over time. I always wanted to play the newer tracks, the newer music. And a lot of the house music, I've noticed that a lot of it didn't have that Latin, sound. I mean, there were some tracks, yes, here and there, but there was very few that had that, that like salsa sound or that, merengue sound or that Afro-Latin jazz sound.
Yes.
It really happened like once I started getting into more of the Buena Vista Social Club music.
Yeah.
And then once I saw their documentary, I saw their documentary and I was very influenced by them. I mean, to my soul.
Yes.
And I was like, wow, wouldn't it be great if there was like house music fused into that, like that type of style.
Yes.
Where it has that Latin jazz, Latin Afro, the drums, the trumpets,
Yes.
the fiery,
Yes.
sound.
Yes.
And I was like, wow, it has to exist.
Yes.
It has to, and if it doesn't exist, then I have to make it.
There you
or
go.
I have to create it.
Yes.
So I was being very, very selective with the music, and that's what really influenced me. So, like a lot of the samba,
Yes.
also because when I was listening to a lot of the samba music, I noticed that they had the marcha,
Yes.
the sound of those drums.
Yes.
So I was like, wow,
Such an amazing sound.
It is.
It's very energetic.
Yes.
So I was like, wow, I want to play. I want to play house music, but I want it to have that energetic sound where it's not boring, but it's exciting and
Yes.
it has that soul in it.
Yes,
But it
yes.
has that Latin soul.
Yes, sir.
That is our music.
Yes,
So
yes, yes.
that's how that happened. That's how I was influenced by that, and that's how I started like trying to find music like that had that style, whether it was like some cumbia influence or whether it had like some Latin jazz influence or whether it had like some salsa influence or samba. A lot of the samba I was very influenced by.
Yes,
Too.
yes.
So a lot of my mixes you would hear Portuguese because it's a lot of the Brazilian samba, house music. So and then the drums, you can't forget about the drums. So
Right.
They weren't like your standard electronic drums. They were like live drums. So I was like, wow, I really want to play that.
Right.
I want to play it in a house format.
Yes, sir.
And then that's how it happened. So over the years, I just wanted to play that style, that music, and I just did. I took a chance on it because I'm like, wow, what if people don't like it? I was saying, what if people don't like what I'm playing? But I said, no, let me try it. And if it doesn't work, then it doesn't work. But I'm gonna do it, and I'm hopefully that could kind of have my own niche, my own stamp on it. And so that's what I did, and it started a lot with SoundCloud. I was like, all right, let me feed it to the masses, and see who likes it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And then sure enough, a lot of people were downloading it, streaming it.
Amazing.
And I was surprised, and I was like, all right, okay, cool. And then the festivals kept coming up, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna play this, and I'm gonna play this sound, and that's how it happened. And also like the smaller venues too. Like if it was a small venue, then I'm like, all right, this is a perfect place to play Latin house because that crowd is gonna be more open-minded to it.
Yes.
And it's like if it's like a big club where you're kind of different genre, and they're kind of used to certain top 40 or
mainstream
music.
Yeah.
Right.
So like the smaller venues were perfect because they were more open-minded to the point where they were like, wow, and so
But house music is appreciated.
Yeah, where it's appreciated.
Yes, sir.
Like, and especially like a lot of for example, I play in Pilsen a lot, and
I realized that.
And Pilsen, no matter what people say, I mean, they are very open-minded.
Yes.
I mean, I play Latin house there, and it actually works. I would play it at Simone's, or I would play it at Harvey. Twisted Cantina, and people liked it. I was like, wow, okay, I'm like, this is awesome. So that's why I always ask the promoter beforehand. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna play Latin house. So is that cool? And they're like, yeah, sure, of course, we want you to play Latin house. And I'm like, all right, okay, cool. I was pretty much influenced by these producers called Masters at Work.
Okay.
So they do a lot of Latin house. Masters at Work did like, they worked with India. River Ocean. So, I was influenced by their music, and they were making Latin house way before, since the 90s.
That's hot.
So it's like, after seeing them, what they made as far as music, I was like, wow, I want to play it. But I was like, but I want to play something a little bit more energetic than what they have, because their style is more like deep Latin, which is a great style. I love it.
Sure.
But I wanted to play something more energetic, some more drums, more sound. And so that's kind of like the early stages of it.
Dude, I'm like inspired just by hearing this, and because I've always wanted to know, as like a little kid, right? I always wanted to know how did he come up with that style? I felt it because I knew, because I'm a salsa dancer, right? And me dancing, of course, all different types of music, but what clicked is not because I'm just a salsa dancer, it's how you incorporated both genres of music that I love. And I think that's why you became my favorite. Right? That's why you became my favorite. You're actually like the only with the unique style, right? So everybody, we gotta get to the something. You bring something really, really, really nice to the table for a lot of people to see and just to hear. Even when they want to see you and they see exactly what you're vibing off of, putting Latin house into play with salsa, putting merengue, putting that samba beat in there. I have to say that you make people move in all different types of directions, right? Because I couldn't stop. I couldn't stop, right? I couldn't stop dancing. And everybody, so we are done for the show for today. A really great show. I want to thank you guys so much. Thank you guys so much for all the love. And thank my man, Caveman in the building. Yes. Thank you so much.